Hey, what's up?
NCS, Vedant Baba.
Just hear the.
Once again, they're taking attendance, Vedant. You need to answer now. Are you here to join the call?
Amrita, you're unmuted.
Hi, I'm Vedant's partner, Amrita here.
Has
He's
Vedant
here to
joined
join the call. He's just trying to join. He's joining right now. He'll be here in a minute.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Arpit
worries. We're just
Mago.
taking an unofficial one.
Yeah. Arpit Mago, are you here? Arpit?
Akash, please request him to join.
Yeah.
Guys, you're live streaming now.
Akash Sethi.
Akash is here, but he's not replying.
Yeah. Padma Priya. Okay. Someone let Arun into the meeting, no?
It's not on
Sorry. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Mr.
admits.
Aaron Mehra, so into the meeting. Sorry.
It's not an admit.
Yeah.
So if they click on the link, they'll be allowed in. Also,
Yeah.
Natasha, do you want to not show us your notifications because it's live streaming?
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying.
Just 1 second. Am I visible?
Yeah.
Yes. Whoever asked that, Vedant, was that you?
Yeah. Am I visible?
Yes, you're very visible.
And you can hear me?
We can.
Okay, just wanted to check. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Try it again, guys, because I think a lot of them have joined now. Yeah. Hello. Okay, Vedant Baba, are you here?
Yes.
I can. Yeah, Vedant is here.
Please unmute yourself.
He's not
Okay,
here.
Akash Sethi.
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah. Padma Priya R.
I'm Prachi will be joining late. She's busy somewhere, but she'll get
Okay. Yeah. Prachi's partner, could you just make sure that and Amrita Varshini.
Yeah, hi, I'm
Mute
here.
yourself in the chat. And Pokala, is she here?
Yes, I am here.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. And Tanya Nagpal.
Yes, I'm here if you can hear me.
Yeah. In the meeting. Unmute yourself. Arpit Mago. Okay. Okay, someone just make sure.
Yeah, I'll call her. I'm his partner, Akash.
Yeah, Arpit is unmuted, but his voice is not coming.
Okay, maybe, yeah, I'll text him.
Yeah, check his audio one.
Okay. So we're set then. Should we start?
Asha and Riya making your co-host, okay? Oh wait, I'm not.
I'll just make them.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Arun sir here? Okay, I've made both of you co-hosts.
Thank you. Arpit, if you're here, could you just unmute yourself if possible? Arpit.
I have called Arpit. He is, I think, rejoined.
Yeah, he just joined. That's why. So,
Yeah, Ria, can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Okay, finally, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry,
Do
there was some
yeah,
net issue, so.
yeah, sure.
I think
Do
my
you guys?
camera is not working.
No worries,
What?
sir.
Yeah. So we'll start then, Natasha.
Yeah.
Ria, Prachi is not here yet.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Uh,
As soon as just tell her that she's the third speaker for four, and I'll announce her name when her turn comes. And
Okay.
not overlook her because I
Okay, cool.
Natasha. Yeah.
yeah, I'll do. So, good evening, everyone. Today, we are here with the debate Code Red. We are organizing as a part of EthicAIDS, the Rotaract Club of Caduceus, a 3-day event on HIV/AIDS and the awareness campaign we are having part of it. So today, as part of the debate competition, which is going to be a medical ethical debate, parliamentary style, we have 4 teams here with us from different institutions. We shall not be announcing the names of the colleges from which the participants are here, but we shall be having their names and the code names of the teams. They are all different colors, so I hope the participants can announce when they greet the judges which team they belong to. For judging the debate today, we have 2 eminent personalities with us, Dr. Jyoti Batra ma'am and Dr. Arun Kumar Mehra sir. Thank am I audible?
Yes,
There's some background noise.
yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So Dr. Jyoti Patra ma'am is the Dean of Research and Professor of Biochemistry at Santosh Teamtube University, Ghaziabad. Ma'am has received International Association of Research Scholar (SPJ) and Research Scholar of the Year 2020 award and a letter of appreciation. She has also received a letter of appreciation from American Association of Higher Education for her efforts in uplifting education and research standards. She is the regional coordinator of ICMR and the Dr. Padam Singh Research and Development Scheme since 2019. She was the head of the committee of Santosh University Unit of UNESCO Chair in Bioethics, HIFA, and is a UNESCO trained teacher of ethics and appointed member of the International Forum of Teachers at UNESCO Chair in Bioethics. She is a coordinator in 3T Bioethics training program of UNESCO Chair in Bioethics and at Santosh University. And she has a lot of research publications in both bioethics and in the field of bioethics and biochemistry, and is honorary member of a large number of committees and other bodies of other bodies. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us today for the judgment of this debate. We are honored to have you here with us.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you so much for a nice introduction.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here. As a second judge for the day, we have Dr. Arun Kumar Mehra. He is the senior consultant of anesthesiology and critical care at Bhagwati Hospital, Delhi. Dr. Arun has a diverse qualification background. He has done his post-graduation in anesthesiology and has a large number of certificate courses, a few of them which include acupuncture from AAI, a certificate in management from the NIHFW New Delhi, certificate on principles of bioethics and human rights from UNESCO. He also holds a diploma in creative writing in English from IGNOU. He's a NABH auditor from Quality Council of India. He has special interest in ethics, sociology, economics, and economics of healthcare. He has taught healthcare economics, healthcare law, healthcare insurance, medical education, human resource management as guest faculty in various institutions. He is an editor in the preparation of medical textbooks. He has a special interest in spreading public awareness of anesthesiology as a specialty and has interest in research into empathy in medical practice. Sir is also a writer, blogger on the sociological, cultural, political, economic, and legal problems of medical practice and patient psychology. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. We are honored, we are truly honored and blessed to have you with us today. And
Thank
we
you,
hope,
Natasha. It's my pleasure.
thank you, sir, for being here. Ria, you can now just
Yeah.
go through the rules of the debate once.
Yeah, I'm going to be going over the rules briefly because we've already gone over this yesterday night. So we have 8 members in total. Has to speak for a total of 3 minutes, except for the first speaker for 4 and the last speaker for against, because they'll be presenting the opening and the closing statement respectively, which each stands 1 minute. So the first speaker for 4 starts speaking for 4 minutes in total. 1 minute is them giving the opening statement, and 3 minutes is them presenting their argument for the motion. In the 3 minutes that each speaker gets, you will have 2 minutes 30 seconds, after which we will ring the warning bell. After that, you will have 30 more seconds, and then we will ring the final bell. After that, you're supposed to wrap up your speech as fast as you can. The longer you prolong, the more points will be deducted. And then we need you to keep your camera on throughout the duration of the debate, and or at least if you have connection problems, for the time that you are speaking, we require you to keep your camera on. You may not have any reference sheets or note cards with you when you present. At any time during your speech, before, after, during the debate, you may not mention which institute you belong to. You may use your team name, yellow, red, green, and blue, use your own name and or your speaker number, but you may not use the name of your institute. Is that clear? And after that, after the eighth speaker, which is the last speaker for against, after they present their argument, they will present the concluding statement or the closing statement, and it will be a sum up of all the points that are presented. The opening and the concluding statement are not supposed to be biased, like you will not be speaking on behalf of for or against. Is that clear? Anything else you guys have to ask? Please do ask now. We will not address any doubts later.
Ria, I am going to present the closing statement. So after presenting my argument, I have to stop, or I have to give the closing statement in continuity.
We will after you. So your 3 minutes will be up. You can see the timer. The timer will be presented while you're speaking. At the time your 3 minutes are up, you can take a pause for a second or two and then continue with your closing statement. But please do make a distinction of when you're starting your closing statement.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else? Anything you guys want me to go over again? Any doubts? Okay then, so I'll be starting. I will announce the name of every speaker. So you guys need to speak right after that. The screen will be presented. The timer will be on the screen throughout the duration of the event.
Ria, can you go over with the speaking order once again?
Okay, so because Prachi is going to be joining us late, there's been a slight change in speaking order. For the for team, we have Vedant Pava going first. And for the against team, after that, we have Arpit Mago, followed by Akash Sethi for the for team, Padma Priya R for the against team, Prachi Patel for the for team, Amrita Varshini for the against team, Pokala for the for team, and Tanya Nagpal for the against team. Is that clear? Do you guys want me to go over that again? It's clear?
It will be fine. Yeah, that's clear. Thank you so much.
Yeah? So we'll start with the debate then. Can we have the timer on screen, please?
Yeah, I'm doing that. Is my screen visible? Priya?
Not yet. Not yet. The screen is not visible.
Yeah. It should be visible now.
Uh, it is not. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it
you're
should be.
presenting now.
Okay. So let me know when to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for the
First
fourth,
speaker ready?
yeah.
Is the first speaker ready? Camera,
Yes.
audio, and video.
Vedant Baba, are you ready?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I
So
can.
for the four team, we have
Vedant
Baba as the
Baba as the
first
first speaker.
speaker.
I'm getting
Present your
feedback.
opening statement.
I'm getting feedback.
The echo,
Wait,
right?
wait. Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's a
echo.
lot of echo.
Uh, if anyone's using two devices, please mute yourself on one device.
Host, if you could mute everyone and just mute. Ria, mute everyone. And then yourself.
Yeah, I muted everyone.
The echo is still there, is it?
I think it's coming from Vedant's side.
There is a lot
Can
of
you use
echo.
your phone? Okay.
I think it's gone now.
No, it's still there.
Okay, should we try again? Is there an echo now? Oh, it's still there.
Nisha, can you make me co-host?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I've it's not my laptop.
Keegan, your co-host.
Is there still an echo?
Okay, is there an echo?
Yes, there is an echo.
I just muted everyone though.
I think the system issue. Like not someone particularly.
Like Cisco's issue, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is it gone now? Because I can't hear an echo.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Okay,
Yeah,
It's gone.
I think,
Thank God.
yeah, perfect. Great. Blame Cisco next time and it'll all get solved.
Yeah. Okay, then carrying on. I think I forgot to mention earlier in the rules here. After your 3-minute speech is done, every speaker will be questioned by the judges, and you'll have 1 minute to answer the question. Yeah.
Just a small request. Can I'll be stating when the opening statements ends. So just start the 3 minutes after that. Is that fine?
We'll just give you 4 minutes in total, and then you'll have 3 minutes left when you get to your part. Yeah.
No. My request is just that just have my speech separate 3 minutes and the opening statement a separate 1 minute, and just start the timer from 3 minutes for my speech. Sorry.
Okay. So Natasha, can you just set the timer for 1 minute now, and then we'll reset it for 3 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
I can't hear you, Natasha. You're muted.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Yeah. So we're going to start now. Natasha, please present the screen.
Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yeah. So for the first speaker for the 4 team, we have Vedant Bhava
Okay, there's an
presenting
echo, guys.
There is an echo again.
I think it's with the phone.
It's a phone.
So,
Is
Why
there
don't
anyone
you
else?
Natasha, exit from the phone that you're sharing screen from.
Yeah, I'm sharing screen from the phone now.
So exit mute that phone.
I'm on from only one device right now.
Can anyone else share screen there? And you can I think it's a phone ka thing.
But she's saying she's on only one device.
Oh yeah, so mute. Okay. Yeah, so now it's gone. See, Ria, can you share a timer or something?
Yeah, I'm trying. 1 second.
You'll get one online as well if you can't.
I've
get
shared the
one.
link. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, just send me the link. I'll get it on it.
I've already. Yeah.
Sorry everyone for the delay. We're having a bit of technical.
I guess you can just mute yourself, Natasha, and then start the timer, and someone else can just press a bell or something.
No, I think it's better if Ria does it. It's just
that's right.
Yeah.
so let her do it.
I'm sorry if this is not the best, but I'll do it. 1 sec.
Now there shouldn't be need for now.
So there is no echo now, and the timer looks pretty good. So yeah, you can start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think we can start now.
All the best, guys.
okay then. For the first speaker for the 4 team, we have Vedant Bhava. Please unmute yourself, switch on your camera, and we'll start the timer as soon as you do. Vedant Bhava.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. Starting now.
So we are all gathered here to discuss a very important discussion today about a highly prevalent disease, which is AIDS. The discussion primarily is about if people who are living with HIV, which is PLHIV, need to disclose their status to their partner, and if that is a violation of their right to privacy. A partner that is not necessarily a husband or wife, but just someone who gets infected, including sexually. Now, even though the topic might seem one-sided initially, it is actually a really open one because now with advancements in medicine, patients can actually live almost a completely normal life with adequate treatment and even have kids. The other side of the argument is that the disease, of course, needs to be controlled, and since everyone will not have access to the funds or the medicine, it needs to be controlled. And also, it does lead to immunodeficiency, which can be fatal. So that is why we cannot take it lightly as well. So looking forward to hearing everyone's various points from both sides and have a fruitful debate. Thank you.
Your motion now for 3 minutes, starting now.
Good morning, everyone. I, Vedant Bhava from Team Green, am strongly for the motion that people living with HIV have the fundamental right to withhold information about their status from their partners. I would like to start by breaking down the prime argument of the opposition, the biggest fear being that the partner will also get infected with the lifelong disease. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that people on treatment today after just 6 months can reach a sufficient level of CD4 counts, making them completely unable to infect their partner. This makes them completely capable of having unprotected sex and never passing on the disease. Why in this scenario would we ever deny a person already suffering from this lifelong and controllable disease their right to privacy in this matter? Now, what happens if someone has to, in all cases, confess their current status to their partner? They, especially in India, risk facing discrimination, losing social status, losing intimate contact altogether, losing jobs, and financial resources, leading to further inability to provide themselves with the medication they require. When our own Dr. Suniti Solomon was working with AIDS patients, helping them get their life back together, her own husband did not want her to work with them, despite knowing fully well that she had minimal or no chance of contracting the disease at all. We, dear judges, live in a society where the death of an AIDS patient happens more with the stigma and discrimination than the disease itself. How can we, sitting here, make the decision to take someone's whole life away, knowing fully well in this country that the person can not just live a full, healthy life, but also has family and children who are completely unaffected by the disease? Coming to one of the direct and distinct pillars of bioethics, which is patient autonomy. People suffering from any disease are given the right to make their own decisions, and nobody can or should be denied the right to live a free from discrimination life in any case scenario. Another important point to consider is the fact that taking away a person's right to privacy in this matter will directly discriminate against those who have got tested and discourage people from getting tested in the first place altogether. This will negatively impact people who are taking precautions, who are taking the medicines, and who are getting tested regularly, and have more people who are completely unaware of their disease and further spreading it. People who do not take proper medication are the ones who can further spread it, and this is a bad scenario. I would like to end with a quote by James Baldwin that, the thing is that people who do not take proper medication are not just going to harm their partner, but also harm themselves in the first place. This is another important point to consider. As I was saying, I would like to end with an important quote by James Baldwin. Not everything that gets faced in life can be changed, but we need to face everything in life to cause change. So let's together save 1.7 million lives each year by just giving AIDS patients a fundamental right that all of them deserve. Thank you.
So, questions now? Judges, please.
Thanks.
Questions?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, Vedant, very nicely spoken. I have one question only from you. Suppose there is a pregnant lady, and she doesn't want to tell the partner that she is positive, HIV positive. However, the father has a right to know that the disease might spread to the child. So in that scenario, what is your take on that?
So the argument is that, with the current advancement in technology, we have medicines that can prevent children from getting the disease from the mother, right? So that is why what we are saying is that we can give the right to withhold that information to people. And we are considering that everyone will take the ethical, steps forward and make sure that the children don't get the disease. And that is why the father, if he's not told, is fine, because we are considering that everyone has the ethical morality to make sure that they take adequate treatment and make sure that their own child does not contract the disease from them. That's fine.
Vedant, Dr. Mehra here.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, this was a good presentation. What do you feel about the right to confidentiality? What is your take on that?
The right to confidentiality. Look, I think that everyone has the right to withhold information, and it's really important that everyone gets the opportunity. The argument is not about if everyone. The thing is that the moment you make something compulsory, it leads to a lot of backlash. It leads to a lot of other problems. We are not considering that people will not tell their partners ever. There will be people who will be telling their partners everything, but we cannot make it a compulsion to make sure that all people infected with HIV are telling their partners, because we want to give them the ability to have that opportunity to make it their decision and time it right. And obviously we are considering that all of them are going to follow the ethical standards. So that is why we think that it's a right that needs to be followed, and confidentiality is of utmost importance.
Okay, then going on to our second speaker for the day, for the against theme, we have Arpit Nago.
Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah, am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you're audible, but your camera is not switched on yet completely. Yeah, now we can see you. Yeah.
Okay,
So
great.
we need you to speak
Right.
for 3 minutes. So yeah, starting now.
Good evening, respectable judges and my fellow dear colleagues. The right to privacy is a derived right, the derivation from the right to life guaranteed under the Article 21 of the Constitution. And it is bound by reasonable restrictions, especially when the right to privacy clashes with the right to live a meaningful and a dignified life. The recent 2017 judgment of the 9-judge Constitutional Bench of the Supreme Court of India in the Union of India versus K. Puttaswamy held right to privacy as a fundamental right, but derived and interpreted along with Article 21 of the Constitution being not absolute. Privacy is subservient to public order, especially in cases like alcoholics and severely ill psychiatrics who might impose imminent threat to their family or the society at large. Whilst we don't shy from sharing our personal details like our Aadhaar card details for banking services, for subsidies, etc., why does the task of disclosing our sexual health status seem so much daunting? Do we have the moral and ethical obligation to inform our sexual partner so that they can make an informed and a righteous choice? According to the UN AIDS 2010 program, 70% of the HIV transmission in India is through the heterosexual route. In a country like India, which is male dominated, the prevalence of the use of male contraceptives is very low, 18% to be specific by the National Family Health Survey program. And about 47% of the females do not use any contraceptive device, indicating that they have little or no role in family planning. Considering even the best case when the males use condoms and the males use condoms, non-disclosure impinges on the right to liberty and the right to choose for the women for contraceptive measures that can protect their lives and prevent high-risk sexual behaviors like the anal intercourse. The females also have the right to divorce guaranteed under the section 13 para 5 of the Hindu Marriages Act, and non-disclosure impinges on the very right and threatens it. And this cannot be viewed in isolation of only two individuals getting affected. There is an imminent and an explicit threat to the future child, considering a lot of deliveries in India are still non-institutional. I oppose the statement made by my very honorable colleague stating that it leads to stigmatization. But do I mention here stigmatization in what sense? Disclosing our status to our partner does not lead to stigmatization. Instead, it enables them to make a choice that they have the constitutional and the fundamental right to. Even in cases of homosexuals who have high risk, who have high propensity of high sexual behavior, non-disclosure can lead to a public outbreak. The the data from the HIV Sentinel Surveillance 2017 indicates that 7,50,000 females suffer 7,50,000 females suffer from HIV, and a whopping 11,50,000 suffer from males suffer from HIV. I think it is in the best interest, as indicated even by 69
Arpit,
meta-analysis.
please do wrap up fast. Your time is over.
Yeah, I can't actually see the screen. So yeah, okay, yeah. So I'll just wrap up in 1 second. Indicate that disclosure of HIV status to their partners are associated with positive incomes. Thank you.
Judges, questions?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir.
Yeah, perfect. Very nicely and forcefully presented. But my query to you is like, do you think it should be made a law to get the sexual status checked, especially the HIV before any kind of, I mean, before marriage, or if you share your biodata, you write everything there. So HIV status, shall it be there? It should be mandatory like an Aadhaar card or what? What is your take on that?
I think it shouldn't be made mandatory as such because it is, it is not a legal obligation, but it is a moral obligation. Because here we are not just bothered about our own lives, but the life of our future partner. So I think if it should not be a legal obligation, but informing, like we do, like most of the people do share their sexual histories and their contacts previously, doing it in an informal way, it can be done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions, judges? Okay, moving on.
Sorry, Ria. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Well presented, Arpit. My question is a slight follow-up on Dr. Jyoti's question.
Yes, sir.
Just supposing it's made legally compulsory, let's assume it is made legally mandatory. You touched upon the issue of the economic strata of the patients at the close of your presentation. If it were made so, would you recommend that if it were made legally mandatory, would you recommend that it should be at the expense of the state, or is every individual required to spend on his own? What would be your take on that?
So it should be at the expense of the state because here it is not concerning not just the life of two individuals, but the public at large. So I think it should be at the expense of state because we want to save the lives of many and not just two people.
Thank you, Arpit.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, going on to the second speaker for the 4 team, we have Akash.
Hi, can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you, we can't hear you yet.
Okay, I've turned on my camera.
Yeah. Yeah, so your time starts now.
So Vedant did a good job in defining the topic, but he missed two key points. Number one, who are these people who live with PLHIV? First of all, these are already diagnosed cases. Let's say the national prevalence of HIV is 0.22. However, there are 4 high-risk groups. Number one, these are the homosexuals having a prevalence of 2.69. Next are the female sex workers having a prevalence of 1.56. Fourthly, it is the severely anemic females who would need a blood transfusion, exposing them to the risk of HIV. Fourthly, these are the people who do not have the access. Therefore, all of these people which I'm telling you are the worst of members of the society already facing a lot of discrimination. Secondly, what does the partner mean? Vedant tells us that, look, partner can be anyone who gets infected sexually, right? Okay, so there is one more thing which is very important. The person, the relation, right? This is more important coming to later. Now the mechanization of this debate. No team is going to tell you how telling one single person, that is your partner, will lead to discrimination into the society. First of all, we need to understand that India is a male-dominated society. Therefore, a female, when she gets to know about the status of her husband, will definitely go and tell her parents. Secondly, let's assume the opposite case. The relationships, like I said, can be temporary also. Therefore, like for example, a female tells a male that she was HIV positive. After the relationship broke up, the male would like tell his friends that his past girlfriend was an HIV positive. This specific mechanization tells us that this can lead to social exclusion and the quality of life of the people are decreased. Now, why is the person's autonomy or the right to privacy the most important thing in this debate? First of all, like I've told you, this PLHIV consists of a vulnerable group. For example, an ANC mother faces the risk of being financially and socially being deprived. There are very little chances that that mother bearing a child would be able to survive without a male helping her. Secondly, she also faces the risk of being physically abused. The UN AIDS publication tells us that there is an average 6% chance of person facing physical violence when he tells the status to his partner. Thirdly, the PLHIV stigma index shows that PLHIV experience unemployment rates that are 3 times greater than the normal people. In the same survey, it was told to us that this fear of stigma can to delay in a person seeking a test. UNAIDS tells us very specifically that HIV counseling and testing is the gateway to early treatment and can lead to an eradication of this pandemic. Now let's the opposition is somehow assuming that this PLHIV person is going to be negligent and it wants to infect their spouse. However, this is untrue because the PLHIV knows that this HIV/AIDS is an infectious disease that can lead to death. So why would someone who loves their partner would like try to infect them intentionally? But let's, even if we assume that, let's take the best case of the opposition. They tell us that can lead to lesser transmission. However, still this is wrong. Why? Because there will be a decrease in the quality of life because of the whole discrimination that person faces. It will finally lead to less people going to the testing centers because they know that my spouse will be told and the society will know. Therefore, I would like to conclude this debate. Done.
Judges, any questions for Akash?
Hello, Akash.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. No, your voice is changed. You were presenting, it was very forceful.
It got dried.
Oh, no, it's okay. So, I just wanted to know, what do you mean by this prevalence which you have shown, said so many, I don't know, I think 7 or 8 statements were only on prevalence. How does prevalence affect the government regulations on ethics? Hello?
Ma'am, could you please repeat your question?
How the prevalence ratios or prevalence rates affect the government regulations or laws making process on ethics of disclosing to your partner. You're saying, no?
Yes,
in
ma'am.
India, the scenario is absolutely different. In other countries, the scenario is absolutely different. The females can't survive here without the support of a man. So,
Yes,
how prevalence is different here and in other countries?
Yeah, ma'am. Considering the ethical aspect, so ma'am, currently I came across the NACO operational guidelines. So basically, they are going to collect the data on high-risk groups as a special entity. So in India, because of higher, like first of all, in India and or in all developing, there is a lesser awareness of family planning, and females are lesser involved in it. So that will be one thing. The second is the discrimination against the transgender. So in USA or in developed nations, the LGBTQ movement has picked up. So there is a bit of awareness. However, it's yet to do it in the developing nations. So discrimination of the LGBTQ in general, violence against them or excluding them from the mainstream life. So, and thirdly, if we talk about ANC mothers and institutional delivery, so the ratio of that is also less. So all of these, the access to healthcare is less. So all of these contribute to the difference in ethical as per developed nations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Akash, I'd like to ask slightly, shall we say, question that reflects on our society. Basically, you say it's a male-dominated society, yet you mentioned that you said, why would anybody want to transmit it to their spouse or to, their family members? But we all know the reality is the selfish nature, the absolute male dominance and everything in our society. So my question is, how can you be so sure? So, this becomes slightly philosophical. The exact question is, if we assume the inequalities, would you still support your position, the inequalities of the society, which I think we cannot deny?
Yes, sir. So, like, sir, I had characterized to you there is a, in the debate motion, there is a word their partner. So I told you that the partner in general could also mean someone who the male person loves. So going by that definition, I hope the opposition challenge it, but until and unless they challenge it, that definition would stand. So there is some amount of affection towards their partner. So once they wear condoms, and secondly, the rate of the condoms not being successful is less. Like it's about I think under 5% of them tearing, something like that. So that's the second point. So all of this can lead to some sort of, you can say, utopian concept, but that's how I would like to present it. Like they love their partner and they will wear condom, and it can lead to lesser spread.
I'm happy you have used the word utopian concept, so we can understand now that yes, we accept that there are realities in our society. I'm happy about your frankness here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Going on to our next speaker for the against team, we have Padma Priya R. Please unmute yourself, switch on your video.
Am I visible?
I hear you, but you're not visible yet. Just give it a second. Yeah, we can see you now.
Okay. Is this fine?
Yeah, your time starts now.
Yeah. So, by the great words of the great entrepreneur, Vivek Vadba, doing the right thing doesn't always bring success, but compromising ethics almost always leads to failure. Good evening, respected judges and my dear participants. The motion of the topic before the House today is that people living with HIV have a fundamental right to privacy and are allowed to withhold information about their status from their partner. And I, Padma Priya R from Blue Team, I'm going to speak against the motion. So let me start with a short story of a survivor named Mariana. She tested positive. Ashamed to share it with her family, she went on to go to receive treatment from a boyfriend with whom she later went on to have a baby. Her baby died at the age of 3 months old. Having hid her status from her partner not only cost her the life of her child, but also a relationship. Now, this is the level of consequences that I'm talking about. I fully agree with my opponent when they say that the mental health of the patient is so compromised and they're vulnerable at that position that we cannot expect them to share everything with their partner. Same time, we should be focusing on the well-being of the partner as well. HIV, being the dreadful sexually transmitted disease that it is, it poses a serious threat. It has almost infected 76 million people so far, out of which 33 million have died. So it's a sexually transmitted disease. It is so much prevalent in the society, and so we should act seriously about it. Now, take for example, even a simple household chore like a simple cut could lead to bleeding, and the other person might contract it. Or even worse, if the couple was to have a baby, we need to make them aware of the consequences that they might have to deal with it. So we have to inform the partner and mostly put them on prophylaxis at the earliest. Now I understand the stigma related to the disease, being a sexually transmitted disease. How does society think about it, the gossip mongers and all of that. But you should understand that being HIV positive poses a serious and imminent threat to the patient's partner. And so we should move towards a more mindful approach towards this. So according to WHO, the HIV testing services focuses on the 5 C's. That is consent, confidentiality, counseling, correct test results, and connection. So consent, we need to take the consent of the patient before doing the test as well as informing the family. Confidentiality, what does it mean? It means that the doctor must keep all the concerned medical information of the patient confidential to himself. But this is not absolute. At certain circumstances, the doctor may have to overstep his boundaries in order to save the lives of the other people concerned to the patient. Counseling, joint counseling.
Padma, your time is up. Please cut it short.
Yeah, it's really preferred to destigmatize the disease. By asking the patient not to share it with a partner, we're further enabling them to stigmatize the problem. It's a difficult part, but it is the right one to be chosen. In closing, I'd just like to say that we should exercise the right to be empathetic. If you're an HIV patient, be empathetic to your partner. If you're a normal lay person, be empathetic to the HIV patients. And if you're a doctor, please be empathetic to the patient partner, as well as at the same time realize your duties and ethics as well. Thank you.
Judges, any questions for Padma?
Nice presentation, Padma.
Thank you.
I just want to know, suppose there is a pregnant lady with a 10-week pregnancy and if the history of STDs.
Yes, ma'am.
And doctor tells her to get the HIV test done, which she denies. But she comes back and says she might be having it. Okay, but still she says we will not get it tested. And if tested comes positive, will not take any medication. So what is your take on it? How this situation should be tackled?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of the question. The voice was breaking.
Can I now, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Till what part you have heard?
That the patient was not comfortable in getting the test done.
Test, right? So, but and she's not even comfortable for getting the medicines for the HIV. Suppose she comes HIV positive. If the test is done, she says, "I will not take any medicine because there are medicines which can prevent the transmission to the child if taken at the right." So, what is your take on that? How this situation shall be tackled?
Yeah. So, ma'am,
will it be right to forcefully get the test done and give the medication, or how it should be tackled? That is what I.
Yes. So, ma'am, I think that when we speak about consent, the doctor has to always seek the consent of the patient. But in such cases, when the patient is so adamant, and after firstly, I think the doctor should explain to her in great depth that what are the consequences that this could pose. Her child might also contract the disease, and what she might have to go through post-natal.
Sorry to interrupt. They have done it. Even then, she is not counted.
Yeah. So even if she is, I think after a point, the doctor has to now weigh the consequences. So I think the doctor may have to overstep the boundaries of the consent and still and maybe first talk to her family about it, seek their opinion, and then go with it because over here the main it's not only the woman at stake, it's also the baby's health at stake. So a part of the medical fraternity, it's our duty to save the lives. So we have to look at the lives of both the mother and the child.
Dr. Arun, any question?
Yes, good presentation, Padma. My question is, I'll just add another question to what Dr. Jyoti Madam has asked. Who else do you think can be involved in this situation apart from the doctor? If the doctor, should we involve the legal system in this particular situation? Some lawyers, social workers, and such people. What would be the best course?
So I think the first and foremost is that we can deal with the problem with as much limited sources available. Like first, if the patient is not responsive, talk to the family. If not, then we can always seek the opinion from the ethics committee. The doctor can seek approval from the ethics committee and then go about it.
This was what I wanted to hear, that the family should be the first to really be. That is, I think I fully agree with you on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Going on to our next speaker then, we have Aprachi Patel for the 4 team. Prachi, if you're here, please unmute yourself and switch on your camera.
Hi, can you confirm if I'm visible or not?
Yeah, you're visible now. Yeah. So your 3 minutes start. Hello? Yeah. Once again, reset the timer, please.
And I'll start the debate motion. So okay, so I my yeah, and they should disclose that is meant. We have to mention encouraging them to seal their status. Of bioethics in society. Talking about inform every count of irrespective of to the result to the of your attitude. Please aware of patient's condition.
Prachi, Prachi, 1 second. I think you're having some signal problems.
It has to be trained. This
Not here. All is breaking.
You have to understand integrity has to maintain.
Prachi, I need you to stop. Prachi, you're having signal problems. Video and try the audio again. We'll do it from the top if you want to, because half of your audio did not get through.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible now. Do you want to restart your speech or do you want to continue?
Can I ask the judges that, please?
Yeah, sure. Judges, should we continue or should we start again for Prachi?
Yeah, I'll prefer starting again because there were a number of parts I missed. Dr. Jyoti, madam, what is your opinion?
The same as your sir. Exactly.
Right.
I could hear.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, sir. Natasha, please read. Can you just check the audio again once? Prachi?
Sorry, I kind of was changing my network. So can you confirm again if I'm visible and audible?
Yeah. Now it's good. Yeah. So you'll start now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So I'd like to establish first by saying that HIV is not just a disease. So HIV is associated with a lot of stigma, right from Ronald Reagan's administration, when HIV was criminalized, and it has a lot of history of homophobia and racism. So people living with HIV need to have a fundamental human right to privacy, and they should be able to disclose their status on their own capacity. Now, we are assuming here that the patient is mentally sound and they understand the graveness of their medical condition. So they have to understand its consequences and the fact that they are transmitting it to the people around them. We are in no way encouraging them to conceal their statuses, but we are just giving them the right to absolute confidentiality. And this should never be disclosed to any third party, be it their spouse. Now, I would like to make my point clear via 3 modalities. Now, first of all is the right to privacy, as many of you already told about. Now, the patient autonomy is absolute. If they are capable of making their own choices, they have a family and they have a responsibility to the society. Right to informed consent. Now we have to understand that HIV counseling and guidance is provided to all the patients, completely obeying all modalities of confidentiality, irrespective of whatever status they are on. Right from when testing is done to the revelation of their results to the entire course of ART. Now, my opponents may argue that HIV being a notifiable disease, they should be made aware about the patient's condition in the interest of public health. So let me address that by saying that the term notifiable disease simply means that any possible occurrence has to be monitored by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and its epidemic spread has to be traced, as clearly seen in sentinel surveillance programs by NACO. It does not mention anywhere that the spouse has to be informed. Now we have to understand that integrated counseling and testing maintains the patient's trust in the entire healthcare system. So we have to understand that unless and until we obey the complete modalities of privacy, the patients will completely lose their trust. So we cannot really take that on us. Plus, the doctor owes no duty of care to the spouse whatsoever. Marginalized groups and key populations will be directly affected. All efforts to curb the stigma against HIV, which we have been doing for so long, will all be for nothing. On an ending note, I would just like to say that there has been a recent amendment in the Right to Information Act, that is the RTI. So all the spouses have a right to obtain their said partners' medical records, but only by the law. I have to emphasize here, and I will emphasize here multiple times, that confidentiality is legally binding, that privacy is legally binding because it is a fundamental right by Article 21 of the Constitution, and therefore I rest my case.
Thank you, Aprachi. Judges, any questions?
Very well presented, Aprachi. Nice decision we took to restart it. Yeah. So, as per your motion, you are saying that it is a right of privacy should be there.
Yes, ma'am.
But don't you think that it is important for the other partner to know, as it's a sexually transmitted disease, and it
Yes,
might
ma'am.
infect, and it might infect in a chain manner, isn't it?
Yes,
So
ma'am. Ma'am, I
what
totally
on that?
understand. Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I did mention in my speech that we are not discouraging patients from disclosing their status to their partners. We are simply saying that as healthcare providers, we should never inform the other party without consent, without their consent, because this is an oath of confidentiality that we are sworn to obey. So unless and until the partner directly asks for it, we have to, like, there is so in my PSM postings, I used to go to the Integrated Counseling and Testing Center, that is the ICTC, and even used to that even if we have to inform the spouse, there has to be a proper counseling. So we cannot just inform them on our own that your husband or your wife or your partner is HIV positive. We have to sit down, explain to them all the consequences, and basically informed consent. So unless and until they ask for it, we do not tell them. So this is what I'd like to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aprachi, well presented. My question to you is, on the one hand, you are speaking about confidentiality. You say that the right is, and even it's even notifiable diseases is for the public and for to avoid epidemics, and not there's no duty owed to the partner.
Yes, sir.
But I find a slight contradiction here. On the one hand, you say right to privacy. On the other hand, you talk of the larger interest of the public. I mean, we've all studied during our MBBS curriculum that if a person with an STD enters a swimming pool and a doctor knows about it, he's duty bound to inform the authorities about it. So I find a slight contradiction in your statements here. Would you, like to explain
Yes, sir,
your
definitely.
stance on this?
Yes, sir. Thank you for your question, sir. So I'd just like to say that the term notifiable disease simply means that we have to keep a tabs on all the possible hotspot areas from where an epidemic could arise. So which is why whenever there is a single case of TB or HIV reported, we immediately inform it to the people keeping the register so that they know that there could be a possible epidemic. But sir, this does not really, conform to having disobeyed the patient's right to privacy, because ultimately the term notifiable disease is for the public, but again, it is not really essential. I mean, the right to privacy actually constitutes not just the partner. It is possible that the patient may be sexually active outside of their marriage. If there is an infidelity, we can't really say anything. So we can't just go out and do contact tracing of all, pardon my language, but if the person has been with sex workers or other people, we cannot just, go out and kind of contact trace them on that matter. So I think that right to privacy has to be absolute, but then notifiable disease is simply a term that has to be really obeyed in the public health system. So there has to be a balance.
Doesn't that become all the more reason? I mean, in the broader interest of the public, for one thing, the partner is a member of the public also, or part of the rest of the community. And as you pointed out, if the person goes to, sex workers or other people, don't you think that becomes all the more reason, because in order to protect the society as a whole?
So I understand, but then again, let me just pardon my language again, sir. I would say the same thing. But if someone were to take my phone and leak all of my private chats, the people who I'm talking to, the people who I've been with, I would consider that a greater invasion on my human right than somebody thinking about what other diseases I may have contracted.
Thank you, Prachi.
I want to ask you, Prachi, one more thing. Interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
Which type of diseases you said are notifiable? They are notifiable, but what is the larger interest making them notifiable? Why do we make it notifiable? Not necessarily we are going to tell the partner, or it's another discussion.
Yes,
but what is the bigger interest, bigger picture in this?
Ma'am, the bigger interest. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the bigger interest for notifiable diseases is definitely to avoid any sort of possible epidemic. So, right, like sir rightly said, it is public health.
Thank you.
Any other questions, judges?
No, thank you. That's all from my side.
Okay, then. So we'll move on to our next speaker. For the against team, we have Amrita Varshini. Amrita? Amrita.
Hi, am I audible and visible? Can you please
confirm? Audible? Yeah, you'll be visible in a sec. 1 sec. It's the person. Yeah, could you just do a sound check once before we start? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, am I audible and visible? Can you please confirm?
Yeah, you're audible and visible. We'll start speaking now. Your time starts now.
Everyone present here. I'm Amrita from Team Green, and today I will be going against the motion. People living with HIV have a fundamental human right to privacy and are allowed to withhold information about their status from their partners. I'd like to start off by narrating to you the story of a 40-year-old woman who went from being perfectly healthy to developing severe fatigue, cough, and fever a few months later. She was prescribed antibiotics, cough medicines, vitamin supplements, and whatnot, but none of them worked. Eventually, the doctor ran a HIV test, and she was found to be positive. The source of infection was shocking. It was none other than her trusted long-term spouse. At this junction, I would also like to reiterate to Akash from the proposition that the loving and caring spouse was the source of infection. He had been on antiretroviral therapy without even her knowledge. And by keeping his condition a secret from her, this man has resulted in the worst possible outcome for his partner, HIV infection. And this is not easily dismissible as his fundamental right to privacy, simply because AIDS is not just another chronic disease with no cure, it's a killer disease with fatal complications. According to the International Code of Medical Ethics, which has been laid down by the World Medical Association, failure to disclose confidential information if there is an imminent risk of serious danger to another person is a breach of ethical code. This begs the question, did this man not violate his partner's right to protection from medical risk? World AIDS ignited a call for global solidarity and shared responsibility. But here we have a proposition that believes that a HIV positive individual can keep his or her status secret from their very own partner. Yes, it is true that there have been incredible achievements in reducing infections, but this cannot be undermined by the fact that good treatment somehow makes people less responsible for disclosing their status. PLHIV have various issues, we all know that. It includes fear of rejection, discrimination, violence, loss of face, and becoming a burden to others. But AIDS is a disease that has more morbidity associated with it than stigma. Hence, the patient has an inescapable ethical obligation to disclose their status to their partner or partners. In fact, people who do so have been found to respond better to treatment, and this is thanks to ethical partner counseling by trained healthcare professionals. This ensures more support and guidance to the patient. AIDS Prevention and Control Act, which was implemented in 2017, further aims to support PLHIV. Section 269 of the Indian Penal Code has in fact criminalized non-disclosure of HIV status as it unlawfully puts the partner at risk. It is unethical as well and breaches the bioethical pillar of non-maleficence. If we allow this, we will end up building a society of immunodeficient individuals. In conclusion, I would like to stress that disclosure of HIV status to the partner is the most ethical step forward. If we want to eliminate the disease, we need to address the unspoken parts of it. If we don't, we are just making an epidemic grow. To tell or not to tell, that is the question. And to that I say, always tell. Thank you very much for your patient listening.
Questions by the judges?
Hello, Amrita.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, here the right of confidentiality is totally gone because as per your verdict that it should be always told to the partner whether they want to know or they don't want to know, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is your take on bioethics here? Right of confidentiality.
Yes.
In what situations do you think that this should be mandatory to tell the partner?
Sure. Question, ma'am. And coming to the answer, yes, I do think it should be mandatory. Well, with respect to right to confidentiality, that right holds as long harm the neighbor or in this case the partner. Ma'am, I think we all can agree ethically and morally as human beings and for most of us as practicing doctors, the basic tenet is to not do harm. That is non-maleficence. Even if we can't help, let's not do harm. And as we have discussed many a times in this debate, it is a notifiable disease, which means we need to tell people, we need to talk to people. And who more important than the partner or partners? Ma'am, if their life is at stake, they definitely need to know. And in this case, it can be done in such a way that there is proper treatment and counseling, and the partner can be convinced to provide support and guidance instead of going against the people having HIV. They can be made to understand their condition because it is not necessarily always sexually transmitted. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No questions.
Well presented, Amrita.
Thank you, sir.
You had mentioned that this lady, she acquired it from her husband, whom she had trusted all along. Now,
yes, sir.
A slightly difficult question. What would be your, like Madam just asked, what is the bioethical principle? But what would be what do you think would be the bioethical principle in this kind of situation where he actually withheld information and which effectively was deceiving her? What would be the bioethics in this? I just want your opinion on that.
Yes, sir. So in this case, I think there has been a breach of bioethical principles with respect to a partner who has infected his spouse, and we were talking autonomy, but here I think non-maleficence will overrule autonomy because it is very important that we control the disease spread. We already have a HIV positive patient here in the partner, and our objective should be to prevent it from getting transmitted to his spouse, children, parents, whoever it may be, whoever he's in contact with, and that is the basic ethical principle here. So I think there is no hypocrisy in my argument here because I'm sure that I'm on the right side of things ethically. So here there is also beneficence towards the partner who has been infected. That should come from the physician's side because she needs support, she needs sexual health advice and reviews and guidance because she has already been infected. But our aim is to prevent further spread. And also, there should be justice to ensure that they will be treated fairly and not be discriminated against.
Thank you, Amrita. Good answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Moving on to our next participant of the day, we have Pokala from the blue team. Pokala, if you please unmute yourself and switch on your camera.
I would like to know whether I'm visible or audible.
Yeah, just give it a second. Yeah, you're visible. Could you just speak again? I'll check if you're audible.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, could you just do a sound check again? Yeah, you ready?
Am I audible clearly?
Yeah, you're good. So your time starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm P. Chidvilas. I'm here to represent the blue team. Today, I'm going to take for the motion that is the patient or who is HIV positive have the fundamental right to withhold the information from their family members and patients. It's been nearly half a decade since the first HIV positive patient has been identified in India, and around 90 lakhs of people has been infected since. But still, after these many years, the stigma and discrimination towards the HIV positive patients is still prevalent. I decided to take for the motion because I have personally seen someone so closely who had undergone this stigma and discrimination. One of my relatives has been tested HIV positive, and all my family and relatives came to know somehow about it. My cousin brother immediately called me asking, I stayed with him in a room for 2 months. Is there any probability that I am infected too? After he got discharged, I have never seen in any marriages, family meetings or functions or anything, he was left aside and alone. And even people will suggest me that you better stay away from that house or that environment. When I try to explain them the situation, they in turn suggest me that it's always better to stay away, take precautions. This and someone even go to certain extents of making moral judgments about the HIV positive patients. These negative attitudes and negative beliefs is the reason why I wanted to put forward this notion that is fundamentally more important. Dignity is the basic principle of bioethics, and right to privacy comes under human dignity. If I become doctor someday and my patient wants to withhold the information that he is positive from his partner or family members, I keep it confidential. This in turn will help to for the effective treatment by making the patient trustworthy upon his doctor. And now the treatment has reached to certain extent that within months the viral load reaches very low, so that he can lead normal life and even have protected sex with his partner without transmitting the disease to his partner. So on the other hand, it is our responsibility to educate everyone and create awareness about the HIV like all other diseases, and we have to make it happen with our words and our actions too. I hope one day this HIV is treated as all other diseases and no patient will be discriminated. And that day, I wish my patient voluntarily say that he don't want to withhold the information from his family members or patients. Thank you.
So, ma'am, if we could have your questions.
Hello, Pokala.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Wonderful presentation and very nice talk you have really put into it.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, yeah. So, again and again, the question of notifiable diseases is coming. So, is it from your speech? I could gather like notifiable disease is going to help in making what? Some good policies, isn't it? It is notifiable for the government or for the partner, spouse. I mean, what do you feel? Who should be the first one to be notified? The partner, the family, and the government? What should be the sequence?
If my patient is willing to notify to someone, then only then I will notify them to the partner. Partner will be at most risk, so I'll go for the partner. If my patient don't want, he want it to be confidential, then I keep it confidential, and I will counsel him about the risk factors and how to take care of himself, and depending on his viral load, when he can live the normal life.
So you will notify it to the government records or not?
Ma'am, we will notify it to the government records.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Madam, Dr. Jyoti, do you want to ask anything else?
No, sir. It's all because my connection is little bit. Sometimes I am a bit disconnected. No, it's fine with me. I have got my.
Okay. Dr. Pukala, my question to you.
Yes, sir.
Basically, you are emphasizing about the first duty to the patient. Throughout, you are talking about the first duty to the patient. But don't you think ethically the medical profession has a larger duty to the society? What would be your, opinion about that? If I were to try to counter your argument.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think ethically we have a larger duty to the society?
Yes, sir. In that cases, we will value the both scenarios. If, for example, think a treating physician is came HIV positive. So if I have to disclose certain information and I should not disclose certain information, I will disclose to the patient whomever he treated or done the surgery, saying one of the doctor who treated you has been identified HIV positive, but disclose his names, so that I will maintain the confidentiality of the patient and also help the greater context for the other people, for the society.
Okay, thank you.
Going on to our last speaker for the day, we have Tanya Nagpal from the Red Team. Tanya, if you could please unmute yourself.
Hi.
And your camera as well.
Yeah, my camera is already on. Can you see and hear me?
Yeah, we can see and hear you. So your time starts now.
Good evening, worthy judges and my fellow competitors. I'll be speaking against the motion today. Before we get into complete discussion of right to privacy, first of all, we need to know what the word privacy means. According to Black's Law Dictionary, right to be let alone, right of a person to be free from any unwarranted publicity, and the right to live without any unwarranted interference by the public in matters with which the public is not necessarily concerned. But does this statement hold true in this context? Let's see that from a case study that was published in Sexual and Reproductive Health Matters Journal. This case study is about a young husband in India who became HIV positive and did not inform his wife. This man was working for a company in the city of Mumbai when he became ill with tuberculosis and was diagnosed with AIDS. This information was not disclosed to his 21-year-old wife, who was living with her parents-in-law in a rural area of South Kerala. He came home to recover and, supported by his parents' wishes, wanted his wife to become pregnant, even though she had said that they would wait until he had recovered from tuberculosis. She came to know that her husband had AIDS and the dangers it posed only when she was 8 months pregnant and was HIV positive, and he was seriously ill. Her husband died some 3 months after the baby was born, who was also HIV positive, and she went back to her parents' house where she and the baby were living at the mercy of others. This shows considerable human rights violation of a wife who had to become pregnant without being aware of the fact that her husband was HIV positive. Hence, the right to privacy is not an absolute right. It is subject to reasonable restrictions for prevention of crime, disorder, or protection of health or morals, or protection of rights and freedom of others. Where there is a conflict between two derived rights, the right which advances public morality and public interest prevails. A person with AIDS is a human being, but at the same time, spouses and partners are human beings as well. Section 13 of Hindu Marriage Act clearly states that dissolution of previously valid marriage can be obtained on the grounds of venereal diseases in communicable form. Not informing the partner about HIV status violates this right to choice. It's important to disclose your HIV status to your sex partner and anyone you have shared needles with, even if you are not comfortable doing it. So, as a healthcare professional, if we don't take into concern the partner's safety, we are just promoting the epidemic, exposing more people to the deadly virus, and increasing economic burden on our country. So, I'll end this by saying healthcare is vital to all of us at some point of time, but public health is vital to all of us at all the time. So, thank you very much and hope you have a nice day.
So we'll have the closing statement from you now.
Okay. So,
starting now.
For the closing statement, I would just like to say that although we have to take into account the partner's rights, the fact that HIV is associated with a serious stigma cannot be ignored. We need to treat HIV as any other chronic disease like diabetes or hypertension. We need to eliminate the stigma from the society while taking into account the partner's rights. Our aim should be to strike a balance between respect of patients' autonomy and their partner's safety. So, thank you very much and hope you have a nice day.
Thank you so much for that, Tanya, and we'll open the floor for questions by judges.
Hello, thank you, Tanya.
Thank you, ma'am.
What do you think if the question comes between the autonomy of mother and the safety of the fetus? What should I outweigh?
Ma'am, I was not able to hear your question clearly. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, sure. If I'm just asking if a choice comes between autonomy of mother and the safety of fetus, as per your say, what should outweigh what?
Ma'am, I think although we should have respect for patients' autonomy, but considering that there is another life that is involved in this case, safety of fetus should be given more priority over mother's autonomy. We should try to convince her that it's good for her as well as for her baby. Thank you so much for your question, ma'am.
Go and read. Autonomy of mother legally outweighs the safety of fetus. That is what actually is there. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Arun sir, you can.
Yes. Good presentation, Tanya. Regarding this example that you gave of the lady who had to go and live with her baby at her parents' place, do you think that do you feel that given this situation, should it have been her right to have, I mean, this is a very hypothetical thing, of course. I don't know how much practical it will be. But given the ethics behind all this, do you think there should be some mandatory checking for testing before a pregnancy or something like that? Of course, again, that may be that someone may argue that that infringes upon the right of the patient. But this being an extreme example, what would be your take on this?
Sir, I think that personally, I think there should be mandatory testing because, again, as I already said, there is an other life involved, and this will also increase the burden. It will increase the number of cases, and hence it will promote the epidemic, which is currently at high peak. So I think the proper, although as I mentioned in the case that she was diagnosed at 8 months because she hadn't have any proper antenatal care. So providing proper antenatal care along with HIV testing is very important during pregnancy.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your question, sir.
Tanya.
Then that concludes the debate. We're going to take a vote now of all the debaters and the judges. It's either a yay or a nay for the motion. So it's for or against, basically. So we're going to go in order of the speakers, and you guys can tell us if you're for or against it at this point. Yeah? This is to conclude the debate, guys.
I'll just add a thing here. This does not count towards judgment or marking. This is just determine the outcome of the debate on the floor.
Yeah. So Vedant Baba, please unmute yourself. And is it a yay or a nay? Vedant Baba.
I would say I would be against the motion because I still think that public safety is more important, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay. So Arpit Mago, can we have your stance now? Arpit, please unmute yourself and answer.
You can even drop a text if you are not in.
Arpit, are you still here? Going on to next, Akash, are you here? Please unmute yourself and answer.
Hi, I think the for side wins because we have proved to you why there is stigmatization, so it's better not to disclose it.
Okay. And next we have Padma Priya. Can we know your stance?
Yeah, I still feel that I'll stand against the motion because it's more about the responsibility of the larger public.
Okay. And Aprachi, can we have your stance?
Yeah, I'll still stand in favor of the motion. So it's a yay from me because we've again proven time and again that confidentiality is most important.
Okay. And going next, Amrita Varshini, for or against?
I stick to my side of nay, so I'm against the motion.
Okay. And Pokala, sorry, Chidvilas Pokala, please unmute yourself.
Until prop will stand by for the motion.
Okay. And Tanya Nagpal, can we have yours?
As I said, the right to privacy is not absolute, so I stand against the motion.
Okay. And we still have Arpit Mago. Is he on call right now? If he could answer.
I think Arpit just texted me that he had for college, but there was some work for that, so he's not here.
Okay.
Maybe it couldn't be a dummy vote or something like that.
Okay. Do you want to? Yeah, we'll let it go. Judges, ma'am and sir, can we have your stance? Ma'am?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Okay. So I just want to say few things to this. It was a wonderful being on this forum. Very nice presentations have been done today. And what I feel that students our participants were well read. They have gone through all the laws and bylaws of Indian Penal Code and Act and the Bio. How I would like to, I mean, it was fun being there. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
So, what I would like to say that confidentiality is supreme, because as with all medical information, there is a presumption of confidentiality on the part of physician because of the social stigma of HIV, which is very, very much there in our scenario. And when a patient enters the hospital or other healthcare facilities, there is a general consent given. It allows the routine testing of blood for chemistry and hematology and others. But there is an additional HIV-related consent required to test for HIV. And when a patient signs a release to distribute or transmit medical information there is an additional consent that is required for HIV or AIDS-related information. You cannot mandate automatic HIV testing of patients without their specific informed consent that you will be testing for HIV. It's a debatable question still because there are a lot of there are few PhD students of mine that are working on HIV, and believe me, it's such a stigma at present also because they are going to the community, taking their and getting their formats filled. It's not easy. It's not easy. So that's all I have to say for this. I mean, it may everyone this social stigma till the day the social stigma is attached to it. This is going to be a debatable issue, of course. Thank you. Very well presented and very nicely moderated. Congratulations to all of you for organizing, moderating, doing that hard work, putting in everything. Congratulations to all the presenters and the support team. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your input, ma'am. And now can we have sir with your stance, please?
Thank you, Ria. Ria, I don't have much to add to what Jyoti Madam has said because I more or less think along the same lines. She has already said whatever I had to say. So I'll just repeat. Yes, confidentiality and the other issues and the patient's right to privacy, patient's own rights are very much on top. Of course, that still leaves us with the broader issue of the benefit of the society as a whole, which I did take up with several of the speakers, but I'll still go along with Madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful words. We are blessed to have two academicians with so much experience in the field of bioethics here with us, judging the debaters today here. So we are really privileged to have had so much of your time. You have given us such a large amount of your precious time, and we know you must have
Can I add
other
something?
engagements. Yeah, Shubham, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am, sir. It was so like we were so happy to see you here for especially accepting our invitation. We have started this initiative at Rotaract Club of Caduceus. We, go on sensitizing people regarding whatever is happening in the society. And recently, we have to open this, bioethics unit at Rotaract Club of Caduceus under the guidance of Dr. Russell D'Souza, sir. So things are going very fine, and we were very happy seeing you here. And I know, Jyoti ma'am, like you are, packed up with many things ahead in your line, but still you agreed for this. Thank you so much, Dr. Arun sir. Thank you so much, like for agreeing to, judge this competition. It was pleasure having you all. Along with, I'm General Secretary for this RCCAT Bioethics Unit. Along with me, we have Chairpersons Kagan and Anusha. They're also present here, and we have excellent team of 12 unit members who are ceaselessly working hard to make each and every event very successful. And that is what Dr. Russell, Dr. Mary, and Dr. Princey, Dr. Derek sir is very much happy about. They have been part of this event from past 2 days. Due to some or other reason, they couldn't make it to the event, but they are very happy seeing what we are doing, and like this only we'll continue to serve community and take the cause of ethics ahead, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. Thank you so much.
I really congratulate Dr. Russell sir, Dr. Mary ma'am, Dr. Derek sir. I mean, they have been really, really, key factors and potential persons in making us and bringing us to this level. So the future is ahead. What you say in the sky is the limit. So congratulations once again, and thank you to the whole team. And I want to extend my thanks to Russell sir, Mary ma'am, and Derek sir, and wonderful team they are building up here in Shubham and all. I don't know your remember your name, Shubham, because I have spoken to you a number of times.
Yes, yes.
That doesn't belittle others' efforts. They are as strong as you are. So hold on to it and go a long way to go. Congratulations and all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Anusha, are you there?
Don't mind. Can I leave the meeting? I have another meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, can we take a quick picture with you?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Please. I have put on my video. I don't know why it is not showing to me. Yes.
No, it's visible to us now.
Visible to us.
Come turn your cameras on.
Ma'am, you look very pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
We love to see all the participants. And thank you to the participants on behalf of Rotaract Club of the Caduceus Bioethics Unit. For a lot of you came here at short notice. So thank you for still, coming in today. It was great to have you. So I'm going to take a picture real quick.
A big shout out to Anusha here and Keegan here for being the best chairpersons of the unit and guiding us and supporting us throughout. And of course, Shubham.
No, I think we barely did any work. Natasha and Ria handled everything so well today. Thank you guys for taking over and pulling this off so well. So yes, I'm done with taking the picture. If any of you guys want to...
I don't know. I've tried to start my video, but I'm getting... Make sure that your camera device integrated webcam isn't currently being used by another application. So
That's why I switched on to the mobile, because the same message I was also getting. So I switched on to the mobile.
Okay, let me try.
Can I leave? Thank you so much. I have another meeting lined up.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
Yes,
Arun,
so
for
happy
being
to
such a
have you.
wonderful co-host.
Oh, it was my pleasure, madam. I was very happy to work with you. And we'll be meeting again sometime.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to switch to my mobile in the meantime.
Sir and ma'am.
Sir, I have to leave. Thank you, sir.
Should I go ahead? Yeah. Okay, so the outcome of the debate through the voting was that the for team does take the win for now. The patient rights do prevail over societal benefit by debate, but the debate will go on hopefully.
And this.
Can everyone please mute themselves?
Okay, sir, if there's time for the results, we'll carry on with the discussion if everyone is willing.
I just need a minute to send it, okay? Just give me another minute.
Sure, sir. We'll carry on with the discussion then. Yeah.
I'll also take this opportunity to thank all the audience we have, a couple of our unit members and a couple of other people who have been viewing the debate. So now I open the floor to anyone who wants to put forward their views or wants to question any of the speakers against some particular point. So
Before that, can we just have like a just like a vote small poll, just like put a thumbs up from the reactions if you are for this motion, and a thumbs down if you're against it, just so like we can just see from our own personal thing. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, we have red team, thumbs down. Okay, 1, 2. I see 2 thumbs up. And
Yeah, I think Pratik was so overwhelmed with the reaction that he lost network.
yeah, I know, right? Did anyone else take a count? I hope someone did. I think the thumbs up. There are
Okay,
more possible.
moderators, please look. I have sent my. Please just check.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have
Yes,
received
sir.
the result. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So,
we have the results. And sir, do you want us to have a discussion? Would you like to like us to have a discussion, or would you like to go ahead
to
and
announce the
share the
results, sir. Yes.
It's up to you. However you are comfortable.
Congratulations, everyone, for congratulations.
So you can go ahead and announce the best debate
Sir,
and the best team overall.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Sir, are you still on call with us?
Well, I think I'm on the screen now.
Yes, sir. We can see
And
you.
it really takes experts to do this. A person of my age group cannot do it. My daughter found some way of getting around and putting me on the screen. And that is the point I really appreciate here. I mean, Dr. Russell and Dr. Mary and the whole team and Dr. Princey also, they have involved the youngsters. And that is the most important part, because the whole process has to be distributed, disseminated everywhere, and it has to start at a level where you can carry it forward throughout your careers. For that, I really appreciate the work that Dr. Russell and Dr. Mary are doing.
Sir, if you could please announce the results.
Yourself and announce the result. Do we have sir with us?
I think sir is on call, but
Yes.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Have the results been, what is the final result?
Yes,
So,
sir.
yes, sir. We want one
Yes.
best debater and one best overall debating team.
Yes, sir. We'll
Just a minute.
assimilate the results.
Just a minute. Then. Okay. Best debater. I cannot. I cannot go to the end of it. I cannot see the totals on Dr. Jyoti's on the chart they sent.
Just a minute, we'll total them and we'll let you know.
Yes, sir. We'll just total them and
Can
let
you
you know.
just send them to me right now?
Yes, sir. Just give me.
Please do so.
If someone from the team is totaling it, we'll go ahead with the discussion till then.
No, we can wait
Yeah.
until the result is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Ria, you can carry on with the discussion. I hope so.
Yes,
Yeah.
please just total and send it to me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Is it okay if I could say something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'd like to give a special thank you to Ria and Natasha because you guys were amazing moderators. Like, I have never seen anybody keep time so amazingly, like in any event before. It was very well moderated, and that. I mean, I was very anxious because I came back just running, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is my turn!" And I think thank you for helping me manage that, Ria and Natasha. Thank you very much.
Yeah, anytime. Does anyone want to raise any objections on the debate though? Like anything anyone said or anything like that? Any rebuttals? No? Okay.
I would just
Somebody
like
totaled for the teams and the speakers. As I said, I can't get the final scores on Dr. Jyoti's.
Yes,
Sorry, just give us a
One of
minute.
you will have to do it.
Yes, sir. We're
Yes, sir,
doing.
we are working on it.
Sure.
Hi, I would just like to add that day before yesterday, I was trying to somehow get into this debate, but there was no slot open. But now I'm really glad that me and Prachi participated at a really short notice. So thank you for the opportunity to hold the bioethics unit, and especially Ria and Natasha, you were so helpful and amazing. Thank you so much.
Also, just kudos to everyone who spoke today. Like, I used to think I was good enough speaker. Just seeing all of you guys just speak was just like pretty awe-inspiring. So kudos, guys. And I'm sure everyone's a winner in some way or another. So, yeah.
So thank
Yeah,
you
I
for
would like
taking.
to add something.
Yes, everyone is a winner because everyone presented so well. Nobody here is a loser. Nobody here is a loser. And we got diverse views. We got diverse information. And that is what the whole process is all about. You have to really see how you can contribute to the discussion. I'll just add something here. This is my favorite quotation from Swami Vivekananda. He says, education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs riot there, undigested all your life. We want a man-making, character-building, life-making assimilation of ideas. So it's this process of thinking that is your true education. Memorizing facts is, well, I think you can get anybody to, you don't even need that in today's age. You can get the facts on the internet. It's the process of thinking, the stimulation of the thought process that education is all about. So I'd like to really compliment all of the speakers. We had to give scores based on what they did because somebody has to, get the rank, but that does not mean that the others did not do well. All were well prepared. All had researched their material well. All gave convincing arguments. All gave convincing reasons. So I'll extend my congratulations to all of the speakers. And of course, Shubham and Tanya and Shubham and Natasha and Ria and all of you, you've all done a good job in the way you've organized it. There's no doubt about that. Okay, here are the final results. The winner is Team Blue. Congratulations, Team Blue. That is Padma and Pokala. And the best speaker is Tanya. Tanya from team, which team is Tanya in? Team Red. So let's all give them a big round of applause.
Congratulations, Padma and Chidvilas.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations, Tanya. Congratulations, each and everyone.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you to all the members of the Bioethics unit. I'm really overwhelmed right now. Thank you so much.
I guess now
you've done an excellent job. Take my word for it.
Sir. Thank you so much.
Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, so I am from Dr. Radha Krishnan, Government Medical College and Hospital, Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh, and I'm a second year student.
Okay, the winning team, Vilas, if you want to add something and tell your college.
I belong to D.Y. Patil Medical College, Kolhapur, and next debate maybe I would like to be called as Chidvilas, not Pokala. And thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I did not. Yeah.
I'm so happy about this, and Shubham Bhaiya helped me a lot, and thank you, Bhaiya.
So if you could just give us a moment, there's a section, we just need to check it again.
Okay. Hello, is everybody there?
Just a minute, we're just
Yes, sir.
recalculating.
Yes, sir, we are there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ria, take your time.
So it seems like there's some issues going on, but we will be back with the final results after just making sure it's correct in a while. And then if you guys want, like, you can give an introduction of like where you guys are from and which college you guys are from.
Excuse me, can I ask something?
Yeah.
The marks on screen so that everyone can see individually.
Right. Yeah. So basically, we are just. I think there's a discrepancy in the results. If you want, we can share you the marks later on. But for now, we just tell the marks. Ria, do you have the updated
Yeah,
results?
I have the scores. I will send you your marks privately if you guys want. Just DM
So
me.
let's start this. Sorry, so we can't really share the screen because it's on the
Yeah.
chat, but we will share it with you on the group after this.
Yeah.
Anusha, are we done with the final results?
Yes, so you can announce the results when you're ready. Anunsa, we can't hear you, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're
Sorry, friends, there is a slight change. Tanya and Akash both have got same score. So we have a tie for the winner. There are two first places, Tanya and Akash. Two people in the first place, Tanya and Akash. So my congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations to both Akash and Tanya for securing the Best Debater title. Both of you had the same score, and it was a very tough decision. It was a very nick of scores. Like it was everything was neck to neck. So congratulations to both of you.
I'm really sorry, Akash, for missing out your name, but
Yeah, we are
I'm
really
glad it
sorry,
happened.
Akash. Like, yeah, I'm really so sorry.
No, it's not an issue. It was really sporting of you to like accept the mistake and go ahead and announce that.
Yeah, we are really extremely sorry for that. It was a
No, it's not
calculation
an
error
issue.
on our part. It was a calculation error on our part. And all the participants here, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, making this event successful. Thank you, Aaron sir. Thank you, sir, for being here till the
Oh,
end.
it was a pleasure. It was my pleasure. I must thank all of you, the participants, the audience, the organizers, everybody. You've done an excellent job. And we look forward to working with you again. And we also look forward to more of these debates and competitions, because as I said, that will stimulate your thought process, and that is what is required here. Thank you so much.
So definitely we would like
and please follow the bioethics program very sincerely.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, sir.
You're welcome. Bye then.
Natasha, Ria, Anu, Prateek, Anu, whoever is not Keegan, thank you so much. You did an excellent job. Thank you so much.
And if the rest of you would like to continue with the discussion, Natasha, Ria, floor is yours to conduct it.
Mani, you want to speak, right?
Anusha, I'm happy my college won the game.
Congrats, Shubham.
Congrats, Shubham. Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Any participant has any question, any opinion, clarification, please, the floor is yours.
And before that, I'd really like to apologize to Chidvilas. I'm very sorry about messing up your name.
Yeah, even I owe an apology to.
No.
Sorry for. So sorry, we did not know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does any of the participants have anything to reflect upon? Any feedback for us? Anything you?
Yeah, I have to.
Next version. Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying I have to leave because dinner time. So just like some few words. I think it was really well organized from the organizing team, and letting us take part at the last minute and managing everything, the sharing of screen and everything from the start till the end. It was really good. So I really hope to take part in future events as well.
Thank you so much, Akash.
Thank you for coming again, Akash.
I would encourage all of you to take part in the future, all of you, and please bring your friends along also.
I would like to add that thank you for this opportunity once again, and I'm waiting for some more opportunities to participate again. So hope you announce your next event soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one question. Did any of you attend the bioethics conference in Chennai last year? When was it? I think it was probably October 2019. Was any of you there?
No,
It was
sir.
organized by
I was
Dr.
there,
Russell.
I was there.
Oh, you.
So you must have seen how well it was organized, the huge participation. That's
Yes,
what we must aim for, because see, that is the way the word about bioethics will gradually get